We are on the lookout for some elk on this special edition of the Animal Rescuers.
The Animal Rescuers has been adopted by Pet Planet. There is nothing more important to us than your pet's health.
Right now we are at base camp where about 80 volunteers are going to come after working really hard for food, fun, relaxation. And right now we're going to go talk to Steve with the Elk Society.
This here is one of our top 3 big work projects that we do every year. We bring out 70 to 100 volunteers. We work with the Forest Service. We work with the Game and Fish and the area ranchers to identify needs that elk have created. Drank too much water from a water tank, so we'll haul some water over there. Jumped over a fence and tore up a fence, we'll repair that fence. You know, whatever they need, we do. And up here you have a lot of riparian bottoms full of water, and they're all fenced to keep the cattle out. Well, this year we've got a grant from the Game and Fish Department through some of the tag funds that we sell at our banquet every year to rebuild these fences, because they've been, every year the snow knocks them over and every year we put them back up, and so they need to be rebuilt. So we've got teams out there right now rebuilding, tearing out all the old fencing.
How did you get involved? I mean, were you once a hunter and saw the need for this to be done, or how did your role come about?
Me personally, I started just enjoying wildlife. I was camping out in the woods, things like that. Then I started hunting and I focused on elk. I really enjoy hunting elk, but I felt a need to give back. You know, the conservation is part of what a hunter is. You know, is to give back to, you know, for future generations for one thing. So our kids and their kids will have elk in nice areas like this. You know, we can grow elk. We can't make habitat. The habitat's here and getting degraded, and if we don't step up and start fixing it, then how is it going to be better for our kids?
Right, and I would like you to get into the hunting aspect of it, because me being a woman, I go hunting, ooh, don't do that, but hunting is actually a good thing, right?
Hunting is conservation.
Okay. Please.
You know, you have X amount of elk in the state of Arizona. Right now we have about 25,000 elk in Arizona. Realistically, the habitat that they live in can only support 25,000. Every year, there's about 10, 15,000 born.
Wow.
So somehow we have to manage to keep the number at the 25,000 so that we don't overpopulate and ruin the habitat.
So if you don't do what you're doing, explain what happens at that point if you don't.
If you look at deer farms back east, you know, not deer farms, but white-tailed deer back in New York and Pennsylvania, they're overpopulated. They're starving themselves to death. They're coming into town looking for food. They're getting run over. It's one of the biggest expenses for car accidents back east is white-tailed deer. You know, they're overpopulated. They're trying to figure a way to stop populating deer back there. We don't have quite that issue out here because most of our land is public land. Most of theirs back there is private. But so we can offer hunts here to control the wildlife numbers.
The next step then is to convince somebody to let you do it. Is that right?
Not really. The Forest Service does this. They have wildlife biologists on staff. So does Game and Fish. You know, Game and Fish's job is to manage the wildlife of Arizona. Okay. So what we did is came up and said, hey, we can help. We started an organization called the Arizona Elk Society. We said we can make money at our banquet and help you manage wildlife. That's what we do. So we're out here, by us removing a fence, we just saved Arizona Game and Fish $10,000.
And what do? We have how many volunteers that come up and tell us what they do?
Today we have about 80 volunteers out in the field right now. We broke them up into teams. There's different riparian areas that Game and Fish and Forest Service have identified as needing work. And I have teams at each one of those places working right now. We'll be able to go out and see some of them working.
And working doing what?
Tearing out fences, maintaining fences. We have a drinker that's not working at one of them that they're going to fix and get it back so it's supplying water to the wildlife again. And then we have a crew down, like I said, with the 26 bar ranch working on a log fence and some drinkers down there.
You have a banquet fundraiser. Can you tell us when it is and what it's about?
Every year, the fourth weekend of March, on a Saturday, we hold our annual banquet. We got 650 to 750 people come, attendees, and we raise anywhere from $250,000 to $500,000 in a night.
I understand there's something else besides the elk that you also do here. Can you talk about that?
A lot of what we do, elk is our focus.
Yes.
Habitat for elk is one of our main focus, but youth is our other focus. Involving youth in what we do, exposing youth to the outdoors, not so much to hunting. Hunting is our passion, is part of our passion, but we want to expose these kids, get them away from the video games, get them out in the woods to see the animals, to see what's out there to see.
Does one ever get attached? I mean, you hear stories of wild animals bonding with humans.
There are people that look to wildlife as their pets, and it's actually a bad thing. To habituate an animal to humans, a wild animal, to humans is not good. 3 weeks ago, the babies started being born. I mean, it's just awesome to be up here and see hundreds and hundreds of baby elk running around, prancing in the water. It's just, that's our attachment.
Right, and that happens at a certain time of year. Who protects all those babies?
They're unprotected, it's nature.
Yeah.
The mothers group up into big groups and they protect them. There's a whole, system of how they protect their young.
So your main goal is to create this conservation center to help them thrive, but then what happens after that?
Part of the management of elk, the tools that we use in our toolbox is hunting. Hunting is a tool to manage elk in the state of Arizona. The seasons in Arizona usually is right after what's called the rut, where the mating goes on. Mid-September through December is usual. In mid-September starts the archery seasons, and then at the end of October, then they start the rifle seasons.
And you have to have a permit. You just can't come here, correct?
Here in Arizona, we have a lottery system. We call it the draw. And you put in, and every year, if you don't get a tag, you get a bonus point so that you get 2 draws for the next year. And it's some people like it, some people don't. It works very well.
So with all this going on, how can we help?
Getting the word out about conservation and wildlife is really important to us. The more people we can get in front of, the more kids we can get interested. I work real close with the Boy Scout, Eagle Scouts. And every seminar I do, every talk I do, I tell them that this is theirs. This is theirs, and now it's their time to step up and help us and learn to take care of it. So when we're gone, they can be taking care of this for their kids.
Do you trust the food you feed? At Pet Planet, our commitment is to helping our customers navigate through the confusing world of pet food, reading ingredient panels, asking critical questions about manufacturing and ingredient quality. Our pets rely on us to make the very best decisions we can for their health, happiness, and longevity. Pet Planet is here as your partner in pet health because there's nothing more important to us than your pet's health.
You can be a part of the animal rescuers also, making a difference for the animals and bringing your business to center stage. Become a sponsor for the show. Ad rates are very low for the summer, so now is the time to jump on board. And you can be an animal rescuer too. Make the call.
Welcome back to the Animal Rescuers, adopted by Pet Planet.
We have now left the base camp and headed out to the wilderness. We meet up with several members of the partnership out here and a family who gives their all to help out. Vicente, thank you so much for having us here to talk to you today.
Welcome.
And I love your outfit.
Well, thank you.
And we're really literally in the middle of nowhere. Can you kind of explain where we are?
Well, we're on the Apache Sitgraves National Forest on the Springerville Ranger District. And what we have here behind us is Pool Corral Wetland. Wetlands in Arizona are very unique habitats, so we have some partnerships to help protect them.
You're with the Forest Service Agricultural Department, and how do you correlate with Steve and what he does?
He first approached us interested in working with our livestock operators in purchasing a permit to help protect wildlife habitat. And in that effort, they were able to protect tens of thousands of acres with their purchase of a permit. And the livestock operators were able to utilize some of the areas in that permit to make the other allotments more viable. So the permittees actually also came out really good on this deal. Wildlife benefited, and also the livestock operators.
And also you work closely with Game and Fish. So the three of you, the Elk Society, your portion of it, and Game and Fish all work together to create a great union of conservation.
Arizona Game and Fish Department have been tremendous partners with us also. They've provided funding, they've provided support. Here on this project, there's probably at least 10 or 15 of them here. And throughout the year, we work closely together to try to work with our partners, find grant dollars to help make these good projects hit the ground.
And how can someone like in the audience that's watching right now, how can they help you?
One of the best ways they can help is get involved with wildlife organizations such as the Arizona Elk Society. They're a tremendous group, and not only are they hunters, but they're actually very, very strong advocates in protecting and helping wildlife at all different levels and all different species, not just the elk. For example, this project we're working on right now protects wetland habitat, and we have waterfowl that really depend on that. We have species, amphibian species such as frogs that depend on it. And it's also important for antelope that utilize these unique high elevation grasslands.
With the Elk Society, we are basically removing some of the old dilapidated fences around some of the wetland exclosures we have out here. It's about 6 miles of fence that we're replacing. Well, right now we're removing, but in the next 6 weeks we're going to replace and make it up to wildlife standards and make it a better fence.
We already spoke with Vicente from the U.S. Forestry Service, and you're with Game and Fish. And we have Steve with the Elk Society. How do all of you work together? What is the combination that works?
The Forest Service is the land management agency, and the Arizona Game and Fish Department is in charge of the management of the wildlife on the lands throughout Arizona. And so we have to work together, obviously, because they have certain restrictions and certain management criteria for their land. And for this project, we were able to raise money through the Arizona Elk Society. They provided the money to pay for the fence replacement, the manpower to do it. And then the Forest Service provided the materials to do it. And then the Game and Fish Department also was able to bring in some money using waterfowl monies. And so we worked together to collect the funds, and then the Arizona Elk Society also helped to gather a whole bunch of volunteers to help us with removing the fences that are out there right now.
And I was told this is an elk antler. It's a very small version though, correct?
It is.
Does this come from a female?
Nope, this came from a male. As they grow older, they start producing larger antlers. And it also is dependent on what kind of feed they have during the year.
So
But this is just a younger bull elk.
what the audience watching wants to know is how can they help Game and Fish?
As a wildlife manager, part of my job, about half of it, is law enforcement. And a lot of the cases that we make is by people calling in criminal activity. So if we have people that are poaching and people observe that and they call that in, that helps us so much. That's probably the biggest thing that they can do to help. Coming out to these volunteer projects is huge as well.
So they can get on your website and see what's going on.
Yeah, our website has links to volunteer opportunities, and you can find out a whole bunch of stuff about what's going on in Arizona.
You're the Wood family. This is Mom and Dad. All the kids?
Well, two extra, yeah.
Okay. And what brings you guys here today?
Well, we've been members of the Arizona Elk Society for 13 years now. And we've been doing these projects now for the last 6-7 years. And we have 3 of them during the course of the year. So we do the one in May, then we do this one in June, and then we have another one in July that we do. We are hunters, but we also like to help the animals by opening up the grasslands so that they have pastures like this that they can come and graze in.
It's great, and I love how you involve your children because it's good to get out being wildlife and nature, and tell me what you like best about it.
I just like giving back to the animals. I mean, so many people take, and I'd like to give back to them. So
I like giving back and just meeting new people that enjoy doing the same things. I like helping the animals and spending time with the family.
I like seeing the wildlife and being with family and just giving back to the land.
Yeah, we started out with a Wapiti weekend up in Sipes Ridge, and Natalie and I came home and talked about it, and then the whole gang wanted to
And you're a
come after
hunter
that.
also,
Yes.
correct? Do the children hunt?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Have they ever caught anything?
Yes.
And who's the best hunter out of the children?
Well, no. No.
She has the most experience.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's been drawing the most.
Thank you so much for sharing your experience with us. We want you to stay tuned next week for more of the Arizona Elk Society.
The first Pet Planet store opened in 1996 after the devastating loss of our Cocker Spaniel to cancer. What we learned then about pet health was eye-opening. The food and the treats that we were giving him did not support his immune system and may have actually harmed him. Pet Planet was established to be a community resource, a store that offers only the healthiest products and the best knowledge on pet health issues. At Pet Planet, there is nothing more important to us than your pet's health.
You can be a part of the animal rescuers also, making a difference for the animals and bringing your business to center stage. Become a sponsor for the show. Ad rates are very low for the summer, so now is the time to jump on board. And you can be an animal rescuer too. Make the call.
Welcome back to the Animal Rescuers, adopted by Pet Planet. This is Sophie. She was rescued from a euthanasia list with glaucoma so advanced and untreated, both of her eyes needed to be removed. Sophie gets around perfectly well. She's house trained, but will also use a potty pad if left inside. She's great with cats, okay with some dogs as long as they give her space. She loves to be petted, brushed, and talked to. She also enjoys going to the groomer. She's an excellent lap dog and would be perfect for someone seeking companionship.
Hi, welcome to Fit with Fido. Come join us. We're on our run and we're going to play some ball. We're going to have a lot of fun getting fit with our pet. Maxie and I have had our little run. We did about, a mile and a half today, and it's hot, so it's early, but it's still too warm for her and for me too. So I like to give her a little massage whenever we're finished, which she really loves. I massage her joints. You know, in the morning when she wakes up, she does the downward dog, which is a yoga pose. And if you've ever done yoga, you know what the downward dog is. It's stretching your back and opening the muscles that support your spine. So she loves this. She's still pretty hyper right now because she wants to still run. She could do 5 more miles for sure. I couldn't in the Arizona heat, that's for sure. But it's important to stretch to get into the muscle that supports the shoulder and the top of the leg, because they love this. And if it hurts them, they'll let you know, which means, you know, when you have a massage and it hurts a little bit, it means that you needed it. So Maxie Girl gets a lot of exercise just by running. If it's too hot and I can't run early in the morning because it's 90 degrees already, I go outside and play ball with her and she gets her cardio work, and it's a really good way to start the day for her. She will not let me rest if she doesn't get her fitness routine. So I would love to hear what you do with your rescue pet for a fitness routine. It would be wonderful to chat with you, so do get in touch with me.
Do you trust the food you feed? At Pet Planet, our commitment is to helping our customers navigate through the confusing world of pet food, reading ingredient panels, asking critical questions about manufacturing and ingredient quality. Our pets rely on us to make the very best decisions we can for their health, happiness, and longevity. Pet Planet is here as your partner in pet health because there's nothing more important to us than your pet's health.
It started out like a totally normal day.
I love you.
I mean, I guess I was a little sweaty and I was definitely sore. I thought I had gas. Turns out I was having a heart attack. Heart disease is the #1 killer of American women. So now I take care of my heart and I tell the women in my life to do the same.
Sounds great, by the way.
That's nice, sweetie, but that's not my heart. That is. Find out more from the American Heart Association at goredforwomen.org.
Hi, I'm Jen, and this is Pet Planet's Pet Tip of the Week. As pet guardians, we want to provide your dogs with things to chew on. It's your dog's natural instinct to chew, so satisfying this need is not only important to their mental well-being, but also helps to develop strong muscles in their jaw and helps to keep your dog's teeth clean. One thing that loving pet guardians often do not realize is that rawhide is very dangerous to your pet's health. Rawhide is not digestible, and when swallowed, will swell 3 to 4 times its size in the liquid environment of the stomach. These swollen pieces are not digestible, so can get lodged in the digestive tract, resulting in injuries from stomach upset to complete blockage that will require immediate emergency treatment. Additionally, during the manufacturing process, rawhide is treated with toxic chemicals such as lime solution or bleach. These are highly caustic to your pet and should be avoided at all costs. Now that you understand the dangers of feeding rawhide, you're probably asking yourself, well, what is the safe alternative? Here at Pet Planet, we strongly recommend a beef chew. This is just a muscle that's been fully dehydrated. It's 100% digestible, and it's low in fat. So for those of you who are looking for a low-calorie treat for your pet, this is a great option. It comes in a variety of shapes and sizes that every pet's gonna love. You have a basic stick, you have braided chews that tend to last a little bit longer, and then also beef chews that are in a curly shape, again, that are gonna help to last a little bit longer. Stay tuned each week for another Pet Planet pet tip. There's more of the Animal Rescuers coming right up.
You can be a part of the Animal Rescuers also, making a difference for the animals and bringing your business to center stage. Become a sponsor for the show. Ad rates are very low for the summer, so now is the time to jump on board. And you can be an animal rescuer too. Make the call.
We are Mayday Pit Bull Rescue, and you're watching the Animal Rescuers adopted by Pet Planet.
This week we take you to the Second Home Pet Resort, where Mayday Pit Bull Rescue had an adoption event and a garage sale. There were all kinds of things for sale and all kinds of pit bulls ready to go to their forever home. Never thought I would want to hug a hunter, but I did on this show. This is Kimberly reminding you, adopt, donate, volunteer, spay and neuter, hug a hunter, and you can be an animal rescuer too. We'll see you next time. Next week, we're gonna come, forget it. Woo! Ha ha ha!
getting the word out. Oh, sorry, you didn't stay hold.
All right, I'm ready.
Shame.
Your hair's sticky on my top.
Oh, you have a problem with that, Cory?
Well, it just looks like this.
Am I looking beautiful now?
Of course.
Tell me I'm beautiful.
You're beautiful.
Okay, we'll get your stand up.